Hello my dear children. So children, in the last class we were learning chapter 3 in EVS about solids, liquids and gases. We have started to learn the changing states of matter. That means how water can exist in the three forms. That means you have learned that water will change its form from one form to another when we heat water or when we cool water. Okay, now let us learn in detail how the water is changing its form or changing its state according to the temperature. How it is changing into a solid when you freeze water, and how it is changing into a vapor when you heat water. Let us learn it based on how the change is happening according to the temperature. What is the role of temperature in that change? And you will also learn in this video one more state of matter, that is solution. That is a combined state of matter. So let's start the class. So children, the previous class you learned that water is existing in different forms. That is when you freeze water, that is which is in liquid form, the water is changing into what? Solid ice when you freeze it. And when you melt this solid ice, it is changing into liquid water again. And when you boil this water, it will evaporate. This liquid water will evaporate to form the gaseous water vapor, or you can call it as steam. And when this steam of water vapor is cooled, it is called condensation, and in condensation process the water vapor is changing into liquid water again. So let us learn how temperature is affecting these change in form. Okay, so I told you that temperature is how hot or how cold a substance is. Okay, how hot or how cold a substance is or something is. Okay, so the temperature will decide how this water is existing or in what form the water has to exist. So to know that, you have to know what is meant by, in order to understand that, you should know what is meant by boiling point of water and what is meant by the melting point of water. You have to know these two concepts. Okay, the boiling point of water. Boiling point of water means it is the temperature at which the water will start to boil and turn into steam. Once the water boils, you must have observed when you keep water in the stove, it will boil, and what will come out of that water? Steam will come, which is a gas, isn't it? So that boiling point of water, when water is changing into steam, that boiling point or point at which the temperature at which water will start to boil is known as the boiling point of water. That is 100 degree Celsius. Okay, that is known as 100 degree Celsius. That means the temperature is 100 degree Celsius. At 100 degree Celsius, water will boil and it will start to evaporate and form the steam. Then next, what you have to learn? You have to learn what is freezing point. Freezing point means it is the temperature at which water is forming solid ice. Water is changing into, when you freeze water, I told you it is forming ice, isn't it? At 0 degree Celsius, it will be in the form of ice. It will change its liquid form to the solid form ice. So if you look at this picture, this is at 0 degree, at 0 degree centigrade. At 0 degree centigrade, the water is in which form? At 0 degree centigrade, the water is in ice form. Okay, at 0 degree, the water is in, at 0 degree centigrade, the water is in the ice form, and at 100 degree centigrade, the water is boiling and it is changing into which form? Changing into the gaseous form. 100 degree and above means above 100 degree also the water will exist in the gaseous form. Okay, so if you look at this picture over here, just remember that at 0 degree the water is in the ice form. If you lower the temperature to -1, -2 also, that means the water is in the solid ice form. At 0 degree also the water is in the ice form. Okay, and at 100 degree the water is changing into what? Steam. That means it is changing into the gaseous form. When it is between 0 and 100, that means when the temperature is above 0 degree and below 100 degree, water is in water form itself. It is in the liquid form itself. Okay, when the temperature is between 0 and 100, that means between any of these ranges, what can you see? The water is in which form? In liquid form itself. Is this concept clear? So, if you learn this concept, it will be easier for you to do the activity that is given on page 40 of your worksheet. Okay, there is one activity. This is the activity that is given in your text, in your worksheet. So, if you have to do that activity, you have to learn this concept. So, I will repeat once again. At 0 degree, 0 degree is the freezing point of water. 0 degree Celsius means at that temperature water is in the solid ice form, and at 100 and above, at 100 degree and above, it is changing into which form? In the gaseous form. Okay, so boiling point is 100 degree and the freezing point is 0 degree. Okay, and in between these states, water, that is between 0 and 100 degree, if the temperature is between 0 degree Celsius and 100 degree Celsius, it will be in the liquid form itself. Maybe it can be 1 degree, 2, 3, and it can go on up to 99 or 100. Okay, that means at those temperature ranges, water is in liquid form itself. Okay, so let's do that activity. So, children, if you in your worksheet it is given, if you dash water to a temperature of dash, it will dash to form ice. It is given as blanks. Okay, so when will water form ice? Water will form ice at 0 degree, isn't it? The melting point, I told you, that is 0 degree. So, if you cool water to a temperature of 0 degree, see, cooling water to a temperature of 0 degree, it forms ice. If you cool water to a temperature of 0 degree, it is freezing to form ice. Then, at which form will it melt to form water again? That means if you heat water to a temperature of 0 degree. Heat means you are warming water. Okay, if you warm water to a temperature above 0 degree, that means above this. Okay, above this 0 degree, I told that it can be 1, 2, 3 or up to 99. At that time, how is the water existing? The water is in the form of liquid, isn't it? That means the ice, when it starts to melt, it will form water again. That means if ice has to form water, the temperature should be above 0 degree. See, above 0 degree. This arrow denotes above. Okay, this arrow denotes above. So, when it is above 0 degree, the ice will melt to form water. And if you heat water to a temperature of 100 degree, what will happen? You are heating water to a temperature of 100 degree. At 100 degree, I told you that the water will start to evaporate, isn't it? At 100 degree, it is evaporating. See, at 100 degree, the water will start to evaporate, and what will it form? It will form steam or it will form the water vapor. when it is at 100 degree. Or if it is above 100 degree also, it will form steam. Okay. Then what will happen if you cool this steam? Cooling means you are lowering the temperature, isn't it? That means from 100 degree you are lowering the temperature. Lower means from 100 you are changing it into 99, 98, etc. So if you cool steam to a temperature below 100 degree, what will happen? Only then it will condense to form water again. Okay, then it will condense to form water again. So if you look at this picture and study, it will be easier for you to understand. As I told you, as it is shown in the picture, just remember at 0 degree and below it is in the form of ice. And between 0 to 100, the water is in the form of what? Water itself, in the liquid form. And if you increase the temperature from 100 and above, it will change into steam. Okay, so I'll repeat once more. If you cool water to a temperature of 0 degree, it will freeze to form ice. If you heat ice to a temperature above 0 degree, it will melt to form water. If you heat water to a temperature of 0 degree, it will evaporate to form steam. And if you cool steam to a temperature of, is it below or above? It is below, isn't it? Only if it's below 100 degree, if it's below 100 degree, it will form water again. See, so that means when it is below 100 degree, it will condense to form water again. So I hope that these concepts are clear to you. If you don't understand, please watch this video again and again. Okay, until you understand. So now let's move on to the next concept in this chapter, that is solution. What is meant by a solution? Okay, solution is actually a combined form of matter. Okay, that means it is not just one type of one state of matter. There will be more than one states of matter. Okay, that will mix together to form a common form. When I tell you one example, it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, so solution is actually formed when a substance dissolves in a liquid. If you have a liquid in your hand and if you are dissolving something to it, that is called solution. Dissolving means that substance is completely blending or it is mixing up completely with that liquid. That is called dissolving. Okay. So solution is formed when a substance dissolves in a liquid. Okay. And solution has two components. A solution is formed from two things. One is the solute and the other one is the solvent. Solute is the, solvent is the. These are the two things that make up a solution. Okay. So you can say that solute is the substance which dissolves in a liquid and solvent is the liquid in which the substance dissolves. Okay, so I'll explain it using one example so that it's easier for you to understand. I hope that you can see this picture over here. So I told that solution is made up of solute and solvent. A solvent will always be a liquid. Okay. And a solute can be a liquid, solid or gas. Okay. You have to learn several examples of solution. One example is the sugar solution. Other example is the salt solution. Okay. So first let us see sugar solution. Okay. So sugar solution means if you take water and if you dissolve sugar in that, that is called sugar solution. That sweet solution is called sugar solution. You are taking water and you are dissolving sugar into it. That is called sugar solution. Okay, here the water is called the solvent. Solvent means the liquid in which the substance dissolve. Okay, and the solvent will always be in more amount. Okay, solvent will always be in more amount. So, the liquid in which the substance dissolves is called solvent. Okay, and the substance that dissolves in the liquid is called solute. Here the substance that dissolves in the liquid is the sugar. When you mix it well, when you stir it well, what can you see? You can see that the sugar has completely dissolved in this water. Okay, and in what form of matter that solution will be? That sugar solution will be in the liquid form. At first there was solid sugar, that was a solute, and there was a liquid solvent, which is the water, and when you combine it, the sugar has dissolved completely and turned into a solution of sugar. Understood? So, there is solute and there is solvent. Solvent is the larger part of a solution. Okay, it will make up the solution. The final form will be in the form of this solvent itself. Okay, so what is a solution? Solution is actually formed when a substance dissolves in a liquid. Okay, for example, sugar solution, salt solution, a solution of milk and sugar. Okay, all those are examples. And what is a solute? Solute is the substance that dissolves in the liquid. If you take salt solution, what is the solute in that? The solute is the salt and water is the solvent. Solute is the salt and water is the solvent. Okay. And if you take sugar solution, which is the solute? The solute is sugar and the solvent is water. If you take milk and sugar solution or a milk with sugar, which is the solute? Solute is sugar and the milk is the solvent. Okay. And solvent is the liquid in which the substance is completely dissolving. That means liquid means the water or milk that you are using. Okay, that is the solvent. So, I hope that this much is clear. If you look at this picture, it's clear for you. So, children, please do read your worksheets well and do the activities that are given in the worksheet. So, I hope that this is clear. If you don't understand anything or if you don't follow anything that's in the video, please try to watch the video again and again. So, thank you, children.